Uh, Let me know if we're on live.
Wait. Five, four, three, two.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the milestone 10th edition of the Orange and Blue Breakdown, where we bring to you all things in the world of the New York Mets. I'm Dave, aka Captain Caps, and you're. Nick, your mic's off.
Oh, I am the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE champion, Mets Rock, aka Nick.
And before we bring you tonight's episode, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Now, let's get right down to it as we break down the past week in Mets baseball out in the West Coast with the San Francisco Giants and San Diego Padres.
Okay,
But
but before we get started, let's talk about some trades the Mets have made this week.
yes, yes,
Some big
yes.
trades to bolster our bullpen, some great names, and unfortunately we traded somebody that I cannot put my head around. I am in mourning tonight of the announcement that Jose Budo, who was the biggest arm we had besides Edwin Diaz, the guy that we trusted last year in the 8th inning of the playoffs to send us to the ninth, hand the ball over to Edwin Diaz, is no longer a New York Met. We might actually see him down the road in the postseason.
We're
He
going to
is
be
a San
seeing him this
Francisco Giant.
weekend.
We will see him this weekend, damn it! Again, I want to hear someone thought. The Giants might also see Tyler Rogers.
No. Well, we got Tyler Rogers, and, well, let's look on the bright side with this. We've had pitchers that have struggled to throw strikes. Tyler Rogers will provide a control arm. Only
Hopefully.
4 walks in
Hopefully.
50 innings.
Hopefully. Knock on wood.
Numbers ain't lying. No,
We
that's
also
just saying.
picked up one of the best pitchers in the game, and I already love the guy, and he's only been pitched in 2 games. Yes, he blew the game the other night, but I'm not going to hold that to him because that was Barazaban and Manaya?
Montas.
No, Montas. That blew us the game Monday night, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Disappointment. Disappointment. I said we would sweep San Diego, and we freaking got swept. Very pissed off.
Yeah, you're telling me.
We traded Gregory Soto from the Orioles for Wellington, Aracena, and Cameron Foster. And you know what? The best part is, I have no idea who either of those guys were.
Yeah.
So we didn't lose much for Gregory Soto. Actually, you know what? I want to veer off of the Mets for a second.
Mm.
The Baltimore Orioles trade yesterday.
Sir Anthony Dominguez.
The poor guy didn't have to go far. He was facing the team we got traded to.
After the first game of the doubleheader, he just had to run to the other clubhouse, get changed, and then
Change it to the Orioles jersey and go back to the bullpen.
where his former teammates are busting his chops like there is no tomorrow.
Oh man, that was funny. So to the very much disappointment, the very upsetting news. Today, the Mets trade for Tyler Rogers for Blade Tidwell. Not that good of a pitcher anyway. And center fielder Drew Gilbert. It might have been our future center fielder right there. But if we get Robert tomorrow, we're in good shape. But unfortunately, the one person that I cannot wrap my mind around that we lost him to the fucking Giants. Pardon my language. Jose Budo is a Giant? Couldn't we have sent a relief pitcher from Single A that they could have taken?
Oh,
Like Budo? Why?
yeah, but and we
What
also.
about Ryan Stanek? We can't stand the guy. Like, really, why not Ryan Stanek, the guy nobody can stand? Trade him. Somebody useless. Kind of like the Giants this past weekend. And speaking of
Ah,
useless, the Yankees.
and
Um,
we also got Cardinals closer Ryan Helsley for infielder Jesus Baez, right fielder Nate Doan, both of who are on the Mets' top 30 prospects list,
not
and
anymore.
not anymore, and right-hander Frank Elisalt. But
I never heard of any of these guys.
let's look on the bright
Not a
side.
problem.
I
We
think
got
we
another
got our
closer.
seventh, eighth, and ninth inning guys down. So you figure you'll have Tyler Rogers pitch the seventh, you'll have Helsley pitch the eighth, and then Diaz for the ninth.
And we'll never see Ryan Stanek again.
At least not in the late innings.
Thank you. All right. So after a disappointing trade that cost us Jose Budo, and two wonderful trades that picked up two guys. Really, actually, you got your sixth, you got your seventh, you got your eighth, and you got your ninth. Because think about it, you also have Gregory Soto.
True. True, true.
And
So,
yes, he blew the game on Monday, but there was also a guy named Barazaban
who
that's no
forgot
longer
to
on the.
cover how to cover first base?
Didn't this happen to us before where somebody didn't cover first base, or was that the Yankees?
I think you're thinking about the Yankees.
Oh, that was game 5 last year where Cole didn't cover first base.
That's right.
Uh, this is the New York Mets podcast where we like to make fun of other teams.
Oh, speaking of Prosabon, you know he got option to Syracuse, right?
Yes, but I think he should go to single A or whatever's lower than single A.
All right.
Um, all right, let's talk about the shithole. I mean, Padres series. Actually,
Well,
no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's talk about the greatest series I've ever seen the Mets play against the Giants.
all right.
3-game sweep. But you know what's the only sad side about that? The Yankees didn't do shit against the Phillies. The White Sox have done a better job against the Phillies. You know how sad that is? That the White Sox, who suck, have done better against the Phillies than the Yankees. A team that we're supposed to see in the World Series this year. Oh, and I got a little bit of a news flash for you Met fans out there. And for the guy that I follow on Instagram that's a huge Phillies fan that thinks the Mets are absolute shit when we're in first place, your team's losing 9-2 to the Chicago White Sox. I'm sorry, 9-3. How are you losing 9-3 to the White Sox? Phillies, you are supposed to beat the White Sox, not lose 2 out of 3. They lost game 1 too.
Well,
The Phillies are about to lose 2 out of 3 to the White Sox.
2 out of 3 to the White Sox.
And you know what would have been better about the Phillies losing 2 out of 3? The Mets would have won 2 out of 3 against the Padres. We'd be 3.5 games up. I'm sorry, 2.5. We lost one game.
Yeah. All right, let's
But
get
all
down to
right,
that
let's.
Giants series first, where Clay Holmes in the bullpen allows just one run in the series opener. Pete Alonso shines at first base on defense. Several defensive gems. The Mets score 8 runs on 10 hits and beat the Giants 8-1 in the series opener.
Being
Nothing to
really great game by the bullpen. We didn't have to use Edwin Diaz. Alonzo, you're making us. You are looking like a freaking Gold Glover over at first base in that game alone. If they had Gold Glove awards for games, he would have won it just by that game.
Yep. Uh, man,
Didn't he
there
like
should be
jump
a.
in the air to rob one? Or was that in game two that he did that?
Um,
Okay, game two. Mark Vientos 2-run double. The difference maker to back David Peterson, 1 run, 6 inning start. Bullpen allowed no runs. Edwin Diaz barely gets the save. Jung Ho Lee wasn't he a second baseman? Jung Moo Lee
yeah.
missed a home run by inches.
Yeah. He's their center fielder. But yeah, and the game ended on a leaping Pete Alonso catch. And while you were reading that off, I was flashing the Mark Vientos bobblehead door.
I'm still in mourning.
uh, please don't go.
We might not have a choice. It's going to be somebody for Luis Robert.
Yeah, we'll see who it is come tomorrow.
Oh, no, wrong one. Ronnie Murray self goes 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Juan Soto hits a go-ahead home run in the 7th. Diaz again bends but does not break in the 9th. Mets sweep the Giants, but with a
That
5-3 win.
that was the good. Now
And
on with
then that was 7 straight wins.
that was the 7 straight wins. Yes,
Okay,
that
so
was the
now
good.
comes.
Now, unfortunately, we have to get on with the bad.
Well, you know what? I want to make a little bit of a shout out. Yes, it's the Padres, but I think this guy earned this kind of shout out. Tatis climbed the wall in game 1 to rob Mark Vientos of a home run.
That
Even you got to admit that was pretty cool.
yeah, that was the difference maker in the series opener.
No, no. The difference maker was some guy named Barazaban giving up, not knowing how to play baseball.
Forgot how to cover first.
Nightmares I'm having.
Yeah, so let me take this one. So the series opener against the Padres, that Mark Vientos grand slam gets nullified by a poor Frankie Montas outing, and then Ronnie Mauricio ties the game in the ninth with the home run, but Gregory Soto, he made a costly error in the bottom of the inning, and the Padres walked off as the Mets lost 7-6. That was the
Okay,
bad.
now comes the worst.
The ugly.
Actually, you know what? Now that I'm reading it, I think we got the better of the deal for Jose Budo. Because we traded him right after that shitty outing.
There you go.
Jose Budo allows 5 runs in the 6th and 7th innings. Mets go 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. In lifeless 7-1 loss to the Padres. Plus, Juan Soto suffers a foot contusion, fouling a ball off the top of his left foot. Oh, brother.
Yeah,
Also, in other news, Hulk Hogan has passed away.
brother.
Hulkamaniacs will never live again. Okay. And by the way, speaking of Pokemon Maniacs, Jason, if you hear this, I'm going on vacation. So you better be back for next week's show.
Unless you want me to do
Time to get off the
myself.
couch.
I'm gonna be
July
bothering you,
30th.
Jason.
All right,
All right,
July
now,
30th, the day before the trading deadline.
yeah, and here's where we get the super ugly. Today, lifeless all around game where Clay Holmes gives up 4 runs, 2 earned in just 3 and 2/3 innings. Mets don't have a runner even reach second base until the ninth inning on a Brandon Nimmo double, who is left stranded there. Mets get swept with a lifeless 5-0 loss. What the? What the heck?
I don't know. What the heck is this? You're supposed to be good.
And where are the Fab Four in all this? Showing no signs of life. No signs of life.
And you know what the only positive is?
Mm.
The White Sox won 2 out of 3, so we're still playing.
Yeah.
I think that's the only positive we can take out of the San Diego series. Oh, and that game it's now final. The White Sox win. So shout out to the White Sox for finally doing their jobs.
Thank you, White Sox.
Never thought I'd say those words.
No.
Thank you to a Chicago team. Because we
Yeah.
ain't thinking the Yankees or the Red Sox.
Well, I might thank the Red Sox.
Well, they didn't do it. They didn't do anything either. All right, so let's talk about the upcoming series.
About the Giants coming up.
So it's a bunch of, and you know, I said this to David before going on the air. I think Tyler Rogers should fly with the Giants to New York, and Jose Budo might as well just fly with the Mets. Because it really doesn't make sense for him to go to San Francisco to come back.
Oh. Well, unless the Giants have a game tomorrow.
I think there's only like 3 games tomorrow. And the Giants do not have one of those 3 games.
Alright.
Alrighty. So who's ready to get more depressed? After we play the Giants, we gotta play Cleveland.
Hey.
Okay,
Hey.
so here's my official prediction. We sweep 3 and then we get swept.
Well, we got Peterson going in the series opener, and the Giants have nobody. They have the TBD for Friday.
They get TBD all weekend. This guy's gonna be tired by the end of it.
Hey.
Oh, look at that. We got Senga going on Saturday.
Yes, we do.
And Frankie. All right, we might win 2 out of 3 against the
2 out of 3,
Giants.
maybe. Yeah.
Oh, wait. What did he do the last time he faced the Giants?
Wait.
Was he the 8-1 game?
The 8-1 game was Holmes, I believe.
So then he faced the Angels. All right, so he has 1 bad start and 1 good start.
Yeah.
This is the life of being a New York Met.
Up and down like a roller coaster.
And I sent so behind the scenes, we're gonna give you a little behind the scenes look for a second, people. So behind the scenes, me and David we talk every day. Sometimes we hop on the phone just to talk Mets while the game's going on. But one thing that me and David were talking about this week when the streak ended for the Mets of 7 straight wins, I mentioned a few historical streaks that have either come to an end or should come to an end very soon. Undertaker's WrestleMania streak.
His
Garden City High School's football team's 42-game winning streak, which ended in 2019. And then they went right back to work because they're now on a 54-game winning streak. And then a high school in upstate New York named Maine Enwell, who won 62 straight games from 2011 to 2014.
Well,
We can't even get the Mets to win 8 in a row, and those high school teams win a combined 100+ wins.
Oh, the Undertaker's 21 match winning streak may it rest in peace.
Just like Hulkamania. And you know what's the worst part about the day that Hulk Hogan died? I was going into a double exam. I had a lab exam and then a lecture exam right afterwards. And I was going into the exam when the news broke. I was like, oh, brother.
This one, that doesn't work for me, brother.
I was like, of course he's dead.
Meanwhile, Flair is still kicking it.
I don't know what he's kicking, but he's still kicking. His daughter's doing more kicking now.
That's true. That's true.
All right, let's get back on some painful topics.
The injuries. So Juan Soto was not in the lineup today with the left foot contusion, but could be back for the Friday home opener to be back in the Mets lineup for Friday night. Paul Blackburn, he's making one last rehab start on August 2nd. Jesse Winker is still resting after his epidural for back inflammation, and he is still not close to resuming baseball activities. Jose Siri, he's not expected to restart his running program before August, but Met officials are optimistic that he could return this year. And Tyler McGill threw bullpen sessions on the 24th and 27th of July to prepare for an upcoming rehab assignment, but he is not eligible to come back before August 14th.
Okay, let's talk about some historical things in New York Mets history.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Let's talk about some good stuff and some bad stuff. And I think tomorrow's the anniversary. I think you're missing one.
July 31st.
2015, 2 big things happened that day.
Oh, the acquisition of Yoenis Cespedes and the Wilmer Flores walk-off home
run.
Yes, yes.
All right, well, that takes care of July 31st, 2015. Check.
Check. Meanwhile,
okay, so July 24th, 1988, Mets retired the greatest to ever wear the orange and blue, Tom Seaver's number 41. On July 24th, 2016, the greatest home run hitting catcher of all time, Mike Piazza, took his rightful spot in Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. And by the way, I am still sour that Billy Wagner went into the Hall of Fame and he went as a fucking Astro instead of a New York Met.
Hey,
On July the 24th, 2022, Gil Hodges inducted into the Mets Hall or regular Hall?
regular Hall of Fame.
Oh, regular Hall thing. Good for him. On July the 26th, 2012, Matt Harvey made Major League debut, striking out 11 against the D-backs in 5 1/3 scoreless innings. I gotta tell you, I liked him. I liked
I
him
did
a
too.
lot. Too bad he was a Yankees fan.
Eh, eh.
On July 22nd, 27, 1993, Brett Saberhagen shoots chlorine bleach on reporters in perhaps the most embarrassing year in New York Mets history. Why? Because he shot chlorine on idiot reporters?
Well, there's also Vince Coleman throwing firecrackers into a crowd, and they also
Yeah,
lost
they'll do
some
it.
103 games. Yeah, this that year was so embarrassing that I had to put my Mets fandom in the closet for several years.
Okay, let me guess. 1999 is when your fandom came out?
Or when we got Mike Piazza.
Oh, best moment in Mets history. Mets signed Mike Piazza. Trade for Piazza. That must have been the most embarrassing moment for the Dodgers and the Marlins. Dodgers trade Piazza to Florida, and 3 days later he goes to the Mets. I think he played one game for the Marlins.
And
Uh,
then July 28th, 1993, Anthony Young's infamous 27 game losing streak comes to an end thanks to a walk-off Eddie Murray double.
so wait, Eddie Murray played for the Mets.
He did.
And I think of is there more than one Eddie Murray, or is it
That Eddie Murray.
that
Switch
Eddie
hitting
Murray?
500 home run Eddie Murray.
Okay. On July 29th, 2015, Wilmer Flores crying.
Because he thought he was traded to the Brewers.
For
But that
who was it? Was it Gomez?
Carlos
Some
Gomez.
and we got him back in a few years later anyway. So um and you know what? I will recreate the saying from A League of Their Own. There's no crying
Flying
in
in base.
baseball. According to Wilmer Flores, there is, but there's no crying in baseball. Suck it up. I'm only allowed to cry when I win a championship. Besides this baby.
Nice.
On
W
July the
balloons.
30th, 2016, Mike Piazza goes into the rafters at Citi Field.
The good old number 31 is up.
And shout out to David Wright being now up there as one of the greatest to ever live in Mets history.
Take his
I see
place
him as a
among the
future
legends.
manager one day, David. I'm going to be honest with you.
Which manager are you thinking?
Well, after Mendy, maybe, because he ain't going anywhere anytime soon. He's already done more than what Buck Showalter's done. I think he's been thrown out more games now. And you know what? Shout out to him because that umpire strike zone was the worst on Monday night.
Oof. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
I'm like sitting here and I was like, oh no, Soda's about to get thrown.
I
Mendoza's been thrown out 3 times in 1 month. That's more than I think Buck Showalter was in the 2 years that he was the manager.
Good point.
I think Mendoza kind of learned the attitude way of doing things from Aaron Boone, the manager. All right, so is there anything else to talk about?
Well, there's one more. We have less than 22 hours, less than 24, well, less than 22 hours before the trade deadline's over. So I suppose if that there's a big trade that happens, one of us is going to jump on and announce it.
If it happens at 6, like right before, prepare for a quick little stream, like 10 minutes long.
Yep.
I'll
I'm
shoot
down.
David a message and say, hey, we gotta get on. And if it happens before, David, do you work from home tomorrow or you?
I do.
So we could even hop on a quick little thing if the big trade happens before 6 o'clock.
Yep.
Like Luis Robert coming to the New York Mets.
For sure, for sure.
But for who? Who, I ask? Maybe they'll take Ryan Stanek off our hands or Barazaban.
And with that, that'll be
Jason-
it.
Hey, listen, they're so sad and pathetic. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Well,
Because it runs in the family, because Ryan Stanek and Barazaban ain't much better. Even though, thank you again, Chicago White Sox, for actually knowing how to win a baseball game for once. If you played like that all year round, you would have 60-something losses in the middle of July.
and with that, that's it for this milestone 10th edition of the Orange and Blue Breakdown. Hope you all enjoyed this episode. Again, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for Ick. You said it?
Alright,
freeze. Yep. Nick. And then I am Dave, aka Captain Caps, and we will talk to you again after a while. And until then, let's go Mets!
Let's go Mets!
Let's go Mets! Let's go Mets!
And let's go Tigers.